Bharatiya Janata Party and the Congress. Please join me in welcoming to Bengaluru Tejasvi Surya and Dinesh Gundurao. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us, and terrific to have you with us at this round table. I want to start by asking Tejasvi Surya about the state of play at this moment. Oftentimes, in elections in Assam, Tripura, Gujarat, the BJP team seemed very confident going into the last several days. They had a certain amount of momentum riding. If this was cricket, would you accept that the asking rate is now very high and that while the BJP still thinks it has a chance, you're basically depending on your pinch hitter, impact player Narendra Modi to come in and do the work which the local Karnataka team so far has failed to do?
Good evening, Rahul. I don't know why you have not been able to see our confidence, because wherever I go, and I have completed traveling to almost 50% of the assembly constituencies in all important regions of Karnataka, I see a very palpable enthusiasm among our cadre, and especially among the general public and the voter. He has a very silent approach towards the election. It doesn't mean that the whole electioneering is not enthusiastic. The general public and the voter has already made his decision. He has made his choices, and he is just waiting for the 10th of May to only go and express it. So I think seen in that context, we are very confident of a victory. And to use your cricketing parlance, I would only say this: we have been performing very well, and in the last slog overs, we are waiting for the best batsman to come and hit the sixers.
Yeah, but you don't want it to become like a Rinku Singh-like situation, right? Where poor Modi has to hit 5 sixes or 5 balls. But, Mr. Gundurao, I want to ask you about the Congress's famous ability to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. Is that something that concerns you, that the match is well poised at this moment? It's tight with you arguably slightly in the lead, but Rinku Singh, the big hitter, is still coming, and that possibility that the BJP in the last overs could ram through the Congress's defenses.
Rahul, as far as the pinch hitter goes, he's already been active in this state. So he's been more or less the opening batsman, the middle order batsman, and also the pinch hitter. Because the situation in the state is that there's nothing for the people to really want this government to come back. There is no enthusiasm to say that let's get this government back. They have done a good job. This is a sector which they have performed very well on. They've given good governance. They have reduced corruption. There's no selling point. So they tried to make this election the usual BJP strategy of making it Hindu versus Muslim, take up issues which are really unconcerned with development. In fact, their party president also very clearly, openly said, why talk about development, talk about Savarkar, talk about hijab. So that was a game plan. Like what you said earlier, that we have the ability to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. I think if you look at the present situation, we have done tremendously well in our campaign. We have focused on the issues that really matter. Our ticket distribution has gone well. There's no rebellion. There's hardly any dissidents. And the entire cadre enthusiasm is so high that there's a huge energy within the party today. And there's a confidence that we're going to come back to power.
So we had the Home Minister
I think that this is going to be a very good election for the Congress.
Roundtable, and he made an important point, which is that it doesn't matter so much what you see at the surface. Much deeper in society, he says the BJP has been able to build up a formidable vote bank of the Labhartis. He said that it's not just about caste. Elections to some extent is moving beyond caste. The poor themselves are a caste. And we've given them houses, we've given them roads, we've given them so many different facilities that they will stay with us regardless of what you're seeing on the surface.
Then why did they lose Himachal Pradesh? Why did they lose Punjab? Why did they lose so many states I can talk about where BJP have been defeated very badly? So this is just a perception that they build, that we've built houses, we've built roads. This has been being built for the last 70 years. Nobody is going to say that there was no development before Modi came and everything is happening since then. But on the ground, if you look at the issues, What is the BJP trying to tell people today? That we have given a good government? Nobody is going to believe it. We reduce corruption? Nobody is going to believe it. Because you go anywhere today, the perception is, and that's reality also, that corruption went skyrocketing.
So Tejasvi, the difference between 2018 and now is that time Mr. Gundu Rao and his party were in government, and the BJP could say give double engine an opportunity and see the magic that we can do. Now people have seen whatever magic there was in the past 4.5 years, and the Congress says, has corruption come down or has it gone up? Have you actually benefited versus how things were under the Congress? So the lure of the double engine has now been tried out. Does that then diminish the prospects of the electoral dividend the double engine could yield?
Rahul, all across the state, whether it is infrastructure, whether it's public health, education, farmer welfare, you name the area of administration, there has been unprecedented achievements that this government has done over the last 3 years. And the people, and this is not a matter of perception, this is a matter of reality. I'll just give an example as a lay Bangalorean. When Siddaramaiah was the chief minister and the Prime Minister Narendra Modi was in the center in 2017, 18, 16 as well, the pace of metro construction was a paltry, was extremely slow. In 2014, the total metro connectivity in Bangalore was only 7 kilometers. Today, we are at 70 kilometers. By the end of next year, we would have crossed 100. This is not a matter of perception, it's reality. We see people traveling in metro today. 2019, the Prime Minister comes, lays the foundation stone for the Terminal 2 of the International Airport despite 2 years of COVID. 2022 year end, it's thrown open for public. It's reality. More than 50 lakh farmers in the state have got Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi, 10,000 rupees. 6,000 from the center, 4,000 from the government. In just my own Lok Sabha constituency, more than 13,000 houses under the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana have been built.
So,
so now are you trying to tell that the man or the family which has got a roof on their head for the very first time is living in a world of perception and not a world of reality?
Some of these big ticket projects like the Bengaluru-Mysuru highway, the metro that Tejasvi is talking about, are the big ticket achievements of the government, and the government can claim with some justification that having a favorable government in Delhi does speed up development in the state.
That itself is a wrong perception and a wrong way of talking, Rahul, because it should not matter which state is in power in Delhi or the state. Just because BJP is in power, if they're going to tell that if you don't elect BJP in Karnataka, we won't fund you, or we won't give you enough projects, that itself is anti-democratic. A central government should be equal to all states. And in fact, Karnataka has suffered a lot in terms of our devolution of funds. The recent Finance Commission report has reduced the devolution to Karnataka by 1%. And that 1% translates into tens of thousands of crores. And there's not a word mentioned by a single member of parliament to discuss the loss that Karnataka is suffering. When we give one rupee to Delhi, we receive about 40 paisa back, and that is reduced. So none of them even speak out because they're so scared to speak out and fight for the rights of Karnataka.
This idea that the double engine sarkar helps, he's saying that idea is fundamentally flawed. You can't discriminate.
It's a good thing that Dineshji brought this issue up, and the spin that he has tried to give, unfortunately, does not hold water. The reason is, it's not the central government that is trying to discriminate, but it's the state governments which show, of a different political complexion, which show a lack of interest in implementing the central government schemes. I want Mr. Dinesh Gundu Rao to answer as to why the same scheme, the Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi, had only a few hundred beneficiaries which were selected by the state government when Mr. Siddaramaiah was the chief minister. Why is it that under Yediyurappa and Bommai, the number grows to a few lakhs? No, whose responsibility is it
to
identify
the house, because the Samman Yojana came in the last year of Mr. Siddaramaiah's government. In fact, in his last budget, let me
what is the case with Ayushman Bharat?
You are misleading the house. You are misleading the house.
I did not intervene. I did not interrupt.
No, but you don't mislead the house.
Sir, you are the one who are misleading.
The scheme wasn't even there when Mr. Siddaramaiah was there. So why are you telling that?
The scheme was launched.
Let me tell you
way
one thing.
before.
I am sorry. I was a member of the assembly in the last budget.
Sir, if you, I heard you very well.
In the last,
take another scheme.
Okay,
what about Ayushman Bharat?
Let me talk
Why
about
were
this
the
scheme.
number of registrations so low when Siddaramaiah was the chief
The
minister?
good thing
Why
is,
has it
no, once
increased
again,
under the
can I just say something?
let me
Because for a
clarify
long
this.
time,
Let me
it
clarify
looked
this.
like the Karnataka election was a bit thanda. At least now there is some
No,
heat
let
in
me
the
clarify
election,
this,
which is
Rahul.
good.
Also,
which is
Because
good. So bring
I
it
need
on.
to call out on his lie.
Yeah.
No,
Because
please. Also
I'll
the
tell you,
second
I'll tell
lie
you
that
why
he
he's
mentioned.
lying.
One
I'll
at
tell
a
you
time.
why he's misleading the House. In the last budget of Mr. Siddaramaiah, we came out with a similar scheme that we should pay directly to the farmers because this was first initiated in Telangana. That was the first state which started this scheme of giving directly to the farmer. We copied that scheme, and in the last budget we said we are going to come out with a similar scheme. Subsequently, our government went, and then next Mr. Modi came, and then it was announced, and then it was slowly implemented. So now why is he saying that why didn't we implement when it was not even announced? So these kind of, and he spoke about the metro. Metro has been going on. Dr. Manmohan Singh was the person who laid the foundation, and the work has been going on.
It went on and on and
I'm
on.
sorry,
There's
I'm
more
sorry.
purpose now.
I'm sorry.
On
Again,
infrastructure, there
misleading.
is more purpose now.
I'm sorry. We built the Hosur flyover. We built the Yeshwantpur. You go to any roads which go out of Bangalore. You go on to Yeshwantpur Road, it was built by Congress. Go on to Hosur Road, where part of his constituency, built by Congress. The one which goes towards the international airport is built by Congress. Everything has been built by Congress there. So you can't take one project and say that this is what we have done. And the BJP has got the ability. I'll appreciate them also. They have to market an issue very well. There have been so many good things done by every political party, including BJP. I'm not saying they've done nothing. But there's no real selling point in terms of governance. There's no, people are not happy with this government.
Okay, so respond to this sense that what is the USP of this government? Don't refer to Prime Minister Modi.
No, I'm
in
telling
Karnataka, what is the USP? Because the Prime Minister is in Delhi. What have you done here?
We have solved legacy problems that was plaguing this state. Take irrigation for that matter. Why the double engine government matters? The Upper Bhadra project, it was pending from a few decades. Now it has got life, and the union budget has allocated 5,400 crores. The state government has started it on a mission mode. Irrigation projects like Mahadai, it has got a new lease of life thanks to this government. If you speak about the big infrastructure projects just for Bangalore, from 40 years they have sat on the file of the suburban rail project. The Prime Minister comes to Bangalore and promises to complete the suburban rail for Bangalore in 40 months, which has been pending for past 40 years. In the same way, the STRR, another very big ticket infrastructure project for the city, has been pending from so many decades. They have sat on the file literally. Now just go outside of Devanhalli and you will see the STRR work in full swing. If whether you take all of these legacy issues, social justice, from almost a few decades, people belonging to the SC/ST community were demanding internal reservations in the state. And they did not touch it. They did not want to address that issue at all. Today, the party has ensured, the government has ensured social justice for the marginalized in terms of extending the umbrella of reservations to the weakest and the poorest. Whether it is social justice, whether it is solving legacy problems related to even agriculture or irrigation, and most importantly, delivery of governance. Today, in my own city of Bengaluru, Rahul, you will find 1 crore plus people who are directly or indirectly beneficiaries of one or the other Prime Minister schemes.
Again, you are speaking Prime Minister. What have you done? Every
Rahul,
example
you
you
think
given,
the
half
Prime
of them.
Minister schemes will be implemented in thin air? Does it get implemented in vacuum? It should be implemented with a proactive state government. So the Prime Minister's Pradhan Mantri's street vendors loan program, the Swanidhi Yojana, who implements it? The state government implements it.
The fear, Mr. Gundu Rao, is that if
Rahul,
the Congress...
let me complete this. What the Congress is dissatisfied is that the government has delivered. Other than their hit and run allegation that this is a 40% government, they have no allegation to make because they have not approached any court of law. They have not approached any agency. Okay. They do not have any document.
Mr. Rao, the fear is that if the Congress were to come to power at this
and dissatisfied, which they are trying to allege on us, they have nothing else to showcase to people. They are going with a very cynical campaign to the people while we are going with a very positive campaign to the people.
Your party is in power in Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan and Himachal. The fear is that if you win in a state as big as Karnataka, that this could become the cash cow of the Congress for 2024. You're not being able to generate funds elsewhere, and therefore the level of political corruption could go up, because this is where the money for the next elections will come from.
After the record of political corruption in this government, I don't think any state government can beat the BJP on corruption in any state in this country. He is talking about 40% commission being an allegation of the Congress party. I'm sorry, it's not an allegation of the Congress party. It is an allegation made by the contractors of Karnataka, who wrote a letter to the Prime Minister, and he didn't do anything about it. They went to the... don't disturb me. Don't disturb me.
What is the relationship
don't come in the way, Mr. Tejasvi. Let me finish. Let me finish. Then they went to the streets. That's an association. They went to the streets. There was no response. Contractors committed suicide, wrote suicide notes saying that extortion is so high. Nothing happened. Then you had one of the ministers, their own party people, Mr. Yatnal, Mr. Gulati Shekhar, so many other MLAs making allegations against their own government that this corruption has gone sky high in this government. Then you had Mr. Virupakshappa, his son, caught red-handed with some 20, 25, 30 crores. I don't know what was the amount. You had so many instances of corruption, and today it's a talk of the town. You know, nobody can deny that corruption has become an issue in this state. And not because of the Congress, it's because this government was formed on the genesis of corruption. They formed a government based on defections, based on buying out MLAs, spending crores, hundreds of crores of rupees. So they had to recoup, they had to make the money back. So this government fundamentally was based on corruption. The formation of the government was based on corruption.
All these multiple corruption charges, while you can deny them in individual bids, right? Would you accept that A, the general sense that there is no smoke unless there is some fire, and B, Rahul, as far as the mahal or the narrative is concerned?
Who is making this corruption allegation?
Your own party people. Your own party people.
Sir, please,
your Mr. Yatnal, who's a candidate now, he's made allegations.
I allowed you to.
Your MT Binaraj's minister is saying,
the Congress party, whose both former national presidents are out on bail on corruption charges, they are making an allegation.
Your Mr. Yediyurappa, what is he doing? What is Mr. Yediyurappa on?
Please refer to the court judgment.
What is Mr. You please refer to let's not get into those details.
Whereas,
Tejasvi Surya.
as of today, both Rahul Gandhi and both
and your Prime Minister is praising Mr.
on corruption charges.
You are praising Mr. Yediyurappa,
the state president, Mr. D.K. Shivakumar, is out
for the death of your own political party
corruption charges, and they make allegations on corruption against the BJP. And when they were in power, what did they do?
You are in power now. Don't talk about our government.
Destroyed systematically and deliberately the anti-corruption body, which was the Lokayukta. It went to the Supreme Court and the High Court. The High Court said what the whole dismantling exercise of the ACB and Lokayukta.
Your government challenged that. Your government in the High Court.
Because it was an unconstitutional
Their government didn't do the Their government didn't take out the ACB. It was the court which took out the ACB. They can't take credit for this.
They created a false unconstitutional agency just to make sure.
And in Gujarat there is no Lokayukta, there is no ACB, there is nothing there.
Toothless.
No, but your argument in the High Court was that you were in agreement with what they were doing.
Absolutely not. Absolutely
That's the argument. You didn't want the Lokayuk to come back. We just had the Lokayuk Justice Patil this morning. He told me that.
You're right.
Rahul,
they are not the reason why the Lokayukta has come. The police has come back to the Lokayukta.
So if anything good happens, it is because of the court.
Not your credit.
If anything good happens, bad happens, it is because of the BJP.
No, but
spectacular happens.
Where the BJP
during Rajiv Gandhi's
it's not to your credit.
No, but
you don't claim credit for that.
No, but where the BJP does get some credit is that they didn't challenge it in the Supreme Court. When the High Court order went against them, they could have challenged it in the Supreme Court.
They could have just passed an order, executive order, saying that we don't want ACB.
Okay, now
we want to give it back to Lokayukta. Why talk about
one
the
of
courts?
the other concerns from the Congress's perspective is that you've got D.K. Shivakumar and Siddaramaiah, who this morning when they came to the conclave were giving each other, this Congress symbol which they were putting on each other.
Or maybe a snooping device.
Or a snooping device, he says. Maybe D.K. put a snooping device.
That's what he hopes, that they split up. Unfortunately, that's not happening.
But behind the cameras, there is very clearly a tussle. No matter what happens in front of the cameras.
See, Rahul, they are two big leaders. And in politics, everybody's got aspirations.
Who's the bigger leader?
Both are good leaders. Both are tall leaders. Siddaramaiah has been a chief minister. In fact, one of our selling points to the people is the government which Mr. Siddaramaiah gave was a good government. It was a government which delivered a lot of programs for the people, and Karnataka saw development. Karnataka had good times during Siddaramaiah's government.
Who will be your chief minister if you win?
So that will be decided by our legislature party.
Who do you think more MLAs are likely to back?
See, no, I can't make those comments on public television, right? Let the results come.
So once we go in the
But
corner, you can tell us.
All I can tell you is...
Once we go out, you can tell us.
I can tell you. I'll definitely tell you. But all I can tell you is, people, for the last 1 year...
Well, we won't have that problem at all, because they will anyway not come to government.
For the last 1 year...
Who is your chief minister candidate?
Rahul, for the last 1 year...
Who's your chief minister candidate?
We have Mr. Bommai, who is our chief minister.
No, because...
He is our chief minister candidate?
I don't think so. No, but they've never even told this anywhere.
No, why do you have to
They haven't told this anywhere. In fact, Mr. Bommai is reduced to a caricature. It was only Mr. Yediyurappa everywhere. Bommai was not even being called.
Are you sure Mr. Bommai will be the chief minister if the BJP wins again?
100% he is our chief minister. He's our chief minister today.
You are
he will be our
confused.
chief
He's
minister
not.
tomorrow.
We are not confused. On what basis he is saying, I do not know, because till today, they have not said...
You don't worry about our party's chief minister.
I'm telling you what your leaders are saying in public. I'm telling you what your leaders... And BJP has been trying to split our party by saying that Siddaramaiah versus DK. But anyone can become chief minister. It depends upon the support of the MLAs, and ultimately the leadership will take a stand. But we've got many potential CM candidates, and in BJP, I do not know who will be the chief minister.
Now, one of the other things from the Congress
perspective,
Mr. Gundu Rao, is that so far you've kept it as a localized campaign. But Rahul Gandhi, I'm told, is coming tomorrow, and he's coming again and again. You're also laughing. Why are you laughing? You are not allowed to laugh.
I know.
I can laugh.
I know.
Why are you laughing? No, you can't laugh. No, my concern is...
I know where you're heading.
He also knows what the problem is, Rahul. Aise aapko nahi bolna chahiye, sir. You can't be allowed to say this. No, but the point is, as he comes in the campaign, and as he speaks and speaks every day, are you concerned that then he could give some opportunity like he did in the UK when he went and spoke about foreign interference in India's affairs, that he'll create something which will then become a problem in the slogovers?
See, Rahul Gandhi is our leader. He'll be coming for the campaign. Priyanka Gandhi will be coming. Kharge Sahab will be coming. So many other leaders will be coming. They'll all be part of the campaign in Karnataka, and each one has got a role to play, and definitely they will enthuse our voters, our cadre, and I'm sure that is going to add impetus to our campaign. I have no doubts about it.
One of the facts of this campaign is that the BJP so far seems to have been unable to seize the narrative. Everything that you've tried has, for some reason or the other, not fired the way you would have wanted. Even, for example, taking away 4% reservation, giving it 2% to Lingayats, 2% to vocal Lingas. Ordinarily, one would have thought that would have helped you in the election, but then the courts have kind of put a hold on it. Right? And then the whole Nandini issue happened, the Virupakshipa issue happened. It looks like the gods are conspiring against your party in this election. All the balls seem to be landing against you. And aapka jo chakka marne ki koshish hai, nothing, that ball's not connecting.
Rahul, the narrative is very simple. The last 3.5 years, the party-led government has delivered effective governance. People have realized the importance of having a double-engine government. It has made a positive impact in their lives. And this is not a matter of perception. People are seeing infrastructure projects being built and inaugurated. People are
talking about the narrative.
What is narrative?
Mahal.
What is narrative? Mahal. Arey, mahal to TRP mein, TV channels mein bante hai, Rahul. But politics is decided at the booth. The person who has felt and who is a labharti of the government schemes, he decides it. You think people make a voting call just watching television channels? A person who has got 10,000 rupees in his bank account, as a poor farmer who is struggling to make his ends meet, do you think he will watch your TV channel debate and decide
this
who
is
will
another
vote?
big challenge. The fact that you're up against... Yeah.
Not just that. You take any part of Karnataka. I was in Gulbarga recently, Kalburgi, which is one of the constituencies held by Mr. Kharge, who he was mentioning. The whole coverage of drinking water scheme from 1947 to 2019, in 60-70 years, was 16% of households. And 2019 to 2023, it is up to 63% of households. So you say, you mean to say that the woman in whose household for the very first time there is a tap water connection, she is a beneficiary of that. For the very first time in 70 years, you think she is going to watch a TV debate and decide who she is going to vote for?
One of the big challenges from the Congress's perspective, Mr. Rao, is that you are up against the most formidable election machine modern India has seen. And the BJP's booth management, the micromanagement, getting into each seat, each region, those powers are far superior to the Congress, and therefore there really needs to be a massive wave against the current government for you to be able to cross the finishing line. Would you accept that in a tight election, it's advantage BJP?
See, firstly, BJP in Karnataka for the state assembly elections, they have never won it. They've never got a majority till today. Today they are facing anti-incumbency. Our machinery in the state, across Karnataka, they are weak in many districts. We are strong in all districts, in all talukas. Our organization is there. Our preparation is far better. Our campaign has been far better than theirs. We are more focused. They are facing huge anti-incumbency. Like you said, corruption, recruitment scams, bad governance, and no leadership, actually speaking. The only leader they have, he is retired now. So they have a non-playing captain, actually. So we are focused. Our cadre is focused. Our preparation is better. We have announced our schemes. We have announced our guarantee programs, which we've already reached to each and every household. And our communication has been far clearer. Our social media has been very good. So maybe in some other elections in some other states, BJP may have done better than us. But in Karnataka, as of today, we are ahead of them in all aspects.
Now, one of the realities is,
we are very confident on that issue.
This whole Congress guarantee that he spoke about, the electorate of Karnataka is a very aware electorate, an educated electorate. They are aware that the guarantees proposed by the Congress, they proposed something very similar in Rajasthan, not delivered. Something very similar in Himachal, not delivered yet. Punjab, not delivered in all the 5 years. Chhattisgarh, they didn't do anything. So the people, wherever I go and we speak about the Congress guarantee, people say very candidly, Congress vapas barodene guarantee illa. In Congress guarantee enu anta. Meaning, there is no guarantee that the Congress will come to power. Then what guarantee is it that, what guarantee is there for Congress's guarantee? So, you know, the proposition that the Congress is making to the people is not being taken very seriously by the people of Karnataka, because the Congress party has lost the very first essential trait that a political party needs, that is credibility. The Congress's credibility is zero, and because of that, anything that they say, whether it's an allegation of corruption, whether it is a promise of a delivery of governance, none of that is sticking because of their zero credibility.
States like Uttar Pradesh and elsewhere, the Congress is a very weakened force organizationally. Mr. Rao makes the point that Karnataka is not Uttar Pradesh. Would you accept that they are much stronger here than they are elsewhere? And so far, they haven't scored too many self-goals, which again is very surprising for the Congress, but they haven't scored so many self-goals so far.
Well, I admit that, say in comparison to states where in the, say, Uttar Pradesh or important states in the north of India, I do admit that the Congress party is organizationally in a better position in Karnataka. However, in Uttar Pradesh they are in the ICU ward, here they are in the emergency ward. So in relative comparison to what they are in Uttar Pradesh, they are a shade better in Karnataka, but that is not going to help them win the elections.
And what ward are you in?
We are not in the hospital at all. We are giving rather Ayushman Bharat cards to people because we are the most healthiest political party in government. In Rahul, we are coming back to power with a full majority.
He says you are in the emergency ward.
If you listen to Tejasvi Surya, then Congress shouldn't even be fighting this election. He says we have zero credibility, we are in the ICU, and then I don't know why they should call Modi so many times. Modi should be doing some other work, no? Or Amit Shah should be doing some other work. Why is he coming here every other day? So it shows the panic which they actually have inside.
No, but he campaigns everywhere. Even in municipal elections he campaigns. At least they have a batsman who potentially can change the outcome of a match.
What I'm saying, Rahul, is that if he thinks that we are nowhere in the picture, then I think it should be a cakewalk for them, right? Man to man, the number one most popular leader in Karnataka today is Siddaramaiah. Our leaders are much, you take the comparison between Karnataka Congress leaders and BJP leaders. Half of them have either been retired, forced to retire, and I don't understand the logic. They're removing one fellow and giving their wife, removing one fellow and giving their son. And then some people who actually deserve, like someone Mr. Anand Kumar, whose wife actually deserves a seat, has been denied. So this whole perception of the high command controlling everything today in BJP, these people are voiceless. That's the problem with this double engine government. Our MPs don't talk. These people can't go and tell Mr. Amit Shah or Mr. Modi that Karnataka is suffering, because if the minute they open their mouths, they're told to shut up.
This perception that
the double engine,
Bengaluru is run from Delhi.
Let me finish.
One second.
Double engine
It's amazing to hear a congressee speak about high command culture.
Problem for us. Because they can't talk.
You know, there's one party in the country which
I'll give an example.
which gets the credit for introducing this innovation of high command. It's the Congress party.
But Tejasvi, no, the fact
way Rajiv Gandhi removed Virendra Patil unceremoniously at the airport.
We have suffered for it.
That is high command
That's a
culture.
different issue.
The way Sitaram Kesri
Today, the way you removed Mr. Yediyurappa,
but look at the number of times. But look at the number.
That's the Congress's high command culture.
Look at the number.
It's amazing.
We are more democratic than you.
No, but Tejasvi, look at the number of.
Congress is democratic, is what he's saying. It's amazing that
we believe in democracy. RSS doesn't believe in democracy.
Sir, look at the number of times.
This is why we fought against the emergency while you imposed the emergency.
That's why we never fought against the British. That's why we never fought for independence. That's why we never done all that.
But look at the number of times Mr. Yediyurappa or after that Mr. Bommai couldn't take a decision because they were waiting for Delhi to tell them whether it's a cabinet expansion. And they were on record saying that I'm talking to Delhi. So this perception that he's talking about, that Bengaluru is run from Delhi.
Including Mr. Surya, everybody knows whenever Karnataka has been denied by the centre on tax, funds, on special grants, on relief funds, for whatever purpose, there's not been a single MP going and raising a voice for Karnataka.
It's just incredible how the Congress party has
And
decided to run the whole of its campaign just based on lies.
They are voiceless.
And this is one very important lie that he has mentioned twice in this debate, and I need 30 seconds to bust it. This whole charge that the state government's tax devolution has reduced under the Prime Minister's leadership.
Not leadership. The Finance Commission has reduced our devolution of funds.
Sir, one second,
and we are losing out tens of thousands of crores.
In 24...
He's looking for some research, he can't find it. Give him some time, let him find it. Take a moment, find it.
And that's a fact. You can't deny the fact.
Mr. Gundrav, 2009 to 2014 when you were in power,
don't give me numbers now.
Why?
Don't confuse with
so
data.
When you can say that devolution has come down, but when I want to give numbers, you say don't give numbers.
You have reduced the devolution.
So 2009, absolutely.
Do you agree or not?
2009 to 2000, absolutely not.
You want to take a bet?
100%. Bet right here.
Percentage of devolution to Karnataka has gone down.
2009 to 2014.
You have lost the bet, Mr.
amount of. So you are the judge.
What is
also the jury.
What is the bet?
2000,
like one Nandini Lassi or something. I don't know. What's the bet?
They want to finish off Nandini also.
He can't have Nandini Lassi.
This is again another
he wants to have Nandini Lassi.
They want to take over Nandini. They want to take over the state resources.
No, but that was mischievous on your part.
No, Rahul,
no, one second.
You are not
they never
said
said
make this point. Please. Yeah. 2009 to 2014 with UP at the center. The budget allocated for Karnataka's development was 94,000.
Talking about a percent. You're giving an actual number.
Please, 94,224 crore. Between 2014 and 2019, it is increased to 2,26,000 crore.
Every year,
2,26,000 crore. And here is Mr. Dinesh Gundu Rao, who is going on and on record, lying multiple times.
Then why you want to talk about 2013?
Where is
I would say, why do you talk about?
Where is 2,24,000 crores?
I would say, Mr.
The moment I say this, he says, don't bring numbers.
No. I would say, go back to 1951, Karnataka must have received 200 crores. See, there's an inflation, there's a rise in resources
even
every year.
With respect to the recommendations of the Finance Commission, all states, irrespective of whether it is Karnataka or Tamil Nadu, every state has got more funds allocated under the Prime Minister.
Do you agree or not that Karnataka's allocation has gone down by 1% after the recent Finance Commission report or not? Do you agree or not?
No. All states have. Okay. Every state has got more funds.
It means you're sadly badly informed.
Every state across the country.
In the few minutes that we have left, I want to talk about how the Congress mischievously spun the Nandini issue to make it seem as if they were doing something wrong. Now the fact is that Nandini products sell at lower prices than Amul. Secondly, it's a free country. Amul decided to come here. It's not like the BJP decided to send Amul into Karnataka, and Amul came first under your government, Mr. Siddaramaiah, in 2017. Yet you somehow tried to whip this up into a matter of Kannada pride.
It was not us. It was the people of Karnataka. Don't blame the Congress for everything. It was the Kannada people, the cooperative sector, the cooperative movement which whipped it up. And we responded to that.
You fueled the fire.
It was started by Mr. Amit Shah. Because he was the one who come and said that Amul and Nandini should work together.
one more fake
this
narrative
came,
or manufactured
this originated
campaign,
from there.
just like this whole devolution
And then suddenly
of
they
tax
come and say
issue.
that that we should introduce Amul products over here.
No, but this idea, no,
It
ordinarily,
started from there, right?
cooperatives and farmers are a very touchy
it was a
No, once
cooperative-
again, it's a very touchy
Not
electoral
our
issue.
issue.
Would you accept that instead of doing this on the 14th of April, even if this had to be done, I fully accept the fact that every cooperative should be allowed to go everywhere, including Nandini going to UP. So I'm philosophically opposed to what's being done. But timing is of prime importance. And your timing in this instance was wrong. Even if you had to do it, it could have been done after the elections.
Do what?
Rather than
Do what?
allow for Amul, announce
Who
for
allowed?
Amul to
It was
come
allowed
in.
in 2017.
No, but they
Siddaramaiah
wanted
allowed
to
for it.
expand. No, but they made it into a big issue
They
and
make
put the
issues.
BJP on the defensive.
They create issues, they manufacture issues. That's the Congress
It was not
party
done by
known
us,
for.
Mr. Surya. It was done by
Rahul,
the
my point is, Mr.
Milk
Dinesh
Federation
Gundurao must
themselves.
answer.
The KMF was the one who took up
Dinesh
the issue
Gundurao
first,
must answer.
and we responded to that.
Siddaramaiah was the chief minister for full 5 years. The amount of profits that KMF made versus the profits that KMF is making today. KMF is much better financially. The product basket of KMF and Nandini is higher
No,
today.
sir.
No. My charge rather is that the Congress party neglected Nandini when they were in power.
I'm sorry, you just
They
saying
neglected
something for the sake of
if
saying.
Mr.
KMF has been
Gundurao,
built up by the Congress governments previously, right?
Why is it that
Without Congress there was
why
no
is it
KMF
that
also.
the KMF, why is it that the KMF
So-
is financially better during our government?
No, but then
why
if-
weren't they
no, but
doing well
Tejasvi-
when you were government?
Tejasvi-
Why
if-
was it the case?
if the
why have they neglected?
KMF has been
if
doing
let
well
him-
even
no,
since
once
give me your
then.
numbers and
Even
facts.
since then, KMF has been
Let me
doing
give me your
well.
numbers.
if the
and facts.
And we've
BJP,
been
if the Amul
subsidizing
cooperative hadn't
milk
done
for the-
anything wrong, then why has that decision been put on hold for the time being?
No, Rahul, 1 second.
If you hadn't done anything wrong and you're sticking to your conviction, you should have allowed them to come. Why is the decision
Rahul-
being put on hold?
Rahul, it's the matter of decision of the cooperatives and KMF. My question is, just on the threshold of elections, the Congress party from nowhere decides to oppose Amul, but they don't have a problem with other milk brands from, say, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu and Kerala? You think people of Karnataka do not see through this double
No, and Nandini
logic?
goes to Telangana, goes to Tamil Nadu. What
It
you are
was
doing is
free.
very wrong.
No, also-
you know, this
It
whole
was- it
idea.
started-
No, we had DK Shivakumar here, and he said, I will not have any other milk apart from Nandini. If everybody starts saying like this, then tomorrow K. Chandrasekhar Rao
We
will
will
say the
not
same,
allow
Stalin
the
will say the same.
Nandini cooperative movement, the KMF, to be weakened. You cannot
But
bring
they
in...
never strengthened
you
it when
can-
they were in government.
We have
No,
strengthened
what's
it.
my point?
We've strengthened it. We have strengthened it always.
No, what if
revenue,
Stalin
the
says, I
profits,
won't have Nandini
the
milk, or K.
profits, everything
Chandrasekhar
is
Rao
better
says he
in
won't
our
have,
government.
then?
Our corporate, see, as it is, the
Why
milk-
do you
as-
hate
as
the Nandini
the-
brand so
as
much,
it is,
Mr.
the milk
Dinesh Gundurao?
cooperative
Why
is
did
doing
you
very
not-
well.
why did
since
you not
our
strengthen the
government,
Nandini
he is
brand?
just misleading the house as usual. KMF has been doing well
If
since
I
time
bring
immemorial.
numbers, he says it's misleading.
What numbers?
Sir,
What numbers? Show me the numbers.
okay, let me take a minute.
No, you
No,
don't bring everything on your
the
phone
moment
now.
I say numbers, you go back.
No, I'm just saying.
KMF did not make as much profits as it is making today.
Was it making a profit or not?
Absolutely, it
Yeah,
was making,
so-
but the
so
quantum of
KMF
profit is
KMF
more.
is not a government-run
the quantum
company.
of profit is more today
KMF
under
is
our
a
government. The basket of offerings
KMF
is more
is a
under our government.
cooperative.
The revenue has increased under our government.
So
Why
KMF
is
a
it that you
cooperative movement.
neglected
It's not a
Nandini when
government
you were in
company.
government?
KMF is not a
And here
government
they are
company.
speaking that as though
It's
they
a
are the champions
cooperative
of
movement. So if they're making more profit, good for them.
Rahul, it is not
But
the
it's not
love
to his
for
credit.
Nandini.
How can
It
he
is
be-
the
how can he
hatred
take
for
credit for
Gujarat
that?
Samul.
You
We
hate
don't-
Gujarat because
We
Amul
want
comes from Gujarat.
our brands to be protected.
This isn't love for Nandini.
And it was the
No, but
whole
what if
Nandini
BRS says the
issue.
same thing, DMK says the same
The
thing?
whole Nandini issue
You're not
is
answering my
based
question.
on
You're
strengthening
trading it.
our own
Today,
cooperative movement.
Amul is
That's it.
Nandini is finding
don't
it
weaken
difficult to
our
make sales
cooperative
in
movement.
Kerala. And
Don't-
as Kerala's MP, will Rahul now disqualify
These are the two biggest
Will
brands.
Rahul Gandhi
After
make
Amul,
intervention in
it's
Kerala on behalf
Nandini.
of Nandini if the Congress party loves Nandini so much?
Nandini goes all across India.
No, but what if they
Amul
also
also
ban
goes
you?
all across India.
What if they
but
start
don't
pushing
merge
back?
don't merge
Rahul,
these
as we
cooperatives.
speak, Rahul,
don't
as we
merge these
speak,
cooperatives.
The Kerala Cooperative
Don't allow Amul to
Association
take
is
over Nandini.
opposing the
Nandini,
entry
let
of
it remain
Nandini
Nandini
in
as it
Kerala,
is.
which
Let
was
KMF
not the
run
matter
as it
before
is.
they brought
So
this raked up
that's a
this
big
issue.
problem.
We are saying
It's a big
don't
problem for Nandini.
merge
Will
KMF
Rahul
into
Gandhi,
Amul.
the now disqualified MP
Let
from
them be
Kerala,
separate.
will he intervene in Kerala?
Is it not that Amul is not being sold in Karnataka? It is being sold in Karnataka.
Way for Nandini
Nobody
in Kerala?
stopped Amul from being
Please show
sold.
your love for Nandini.
Nobody
in real words.
is stopping Amul being sold in Karnataka. It's today also it's
Kerala.
available.
Kerala.
Nandini can be sold in
People
Kerala
are
also.
People are opposing Nandini in Kerala.
See, that's for the...
It started after you started this issue. Ask Mr. Rahul Gandhi to intervene and show his love for Nandini in real action.
No, Nandini is being sold across the country. Why only Kerala? It's being sold across the country like Amul. But don't merge the cooperatives.
A lot of people who have come from
Amul
elsewhere
cooperative and the
were
Nandini
generally
cooperative.
saying that it doesn't feel like there's an election and only 2 weeks are to go. It wasn't really just picking up the campaign so far. What at least Mr. Gundu Rao and Tejasvi have done is they've kind of given us some fireworks, giving a sense that yes, there is a pitched battle and that polling day is actually near. May the best man and woman win. May the best cooperative win. And
thank you, Rahul.
Thank you very much.
Wishes.
So he's taking congratulations.
That's the arrogance. That will be 10th will show the correct
Confidence is
result.
misinterpreted as arrogance because if that's the only attitude that
He's
they are
used to
aware of.
winning, you are used to losing recently.
No, see, we are confident of winning. We will do well. And I think Karnataka will be a trendsetter for the next parliament election. And by winning Karnataka, I think there's going to be a lot of changes in the national political scenario because people are suffering under this regime. And people, ultimately in democracy, it's the people's voice which will count. And I think this election will express what people are feeling in the...
Would
in
you at
Karnataka.
least concede, Tejasvi, that if the Congress wins, they'll be able to say Tiger Abhi Zinda, like the grand old party is still alive, it's not dead. Like there's no Congress Mukt Bharat happening if they win a big state in a pitched battle with the BJP.
13th May 2023, there will be a full majority BJP government in Karnataka, Rahul.
Okay.
That will be... Till now, they've never achieved it. And now with this huge anti-incumbency, I don't know with what confidence he thinks he can achieve it. But anti-incumbency, corruption, recruitment scams, numerous scams, people are fed up. The alternate, and people of Karnataka this time, I feel, wants a stable government. And they're going to vote overwhelmingly towards Congress, and we will come with 140 plus seats, and that will be the result that we are expecting.
They don't have strong candidates in at least 100 seats. Forget coming 140.
I mean, this is the arrogance which I earlier expressed. If you are losing
May
100
13th
seats,
is not
then
very
there is
far
no
away,
election
Rahul.
now.
We
So
will
we'll
see
leave the verdict to the
No need
voters.
to be so
of Karnataka.
arrogant, I think. We don't have candidates 100 seats, then what are we fighting then? So let's not...
13th of May, we
So
will
let's
We
not
will know
talk
soon.
about
Actually, you
having no
don't need to wait
candidates.
till the 13th of May because on the 10th of May, India Today will put out its exit poll. That's usually an exact poll. And that is when you'll actually find out how Karnataka voted. But thank you very much, Tejasvi and Dinesh Gundu Rao for joining us. All the very best.
Thank you, Rao.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Our panelists, Tejasvi Surya, MP Lok Sabha of the BJP, as well as Dinesh Gundu Rao, member of Karnataka Legislative Assembly of the Congress. Fiery debate. Karnataka elections, this is what you could expect. The stage heating up, barely 2 weeks to go for polls. And here are two political parties, the BJP and the Congress, setting the agenda at the India Today Roundtable stage. We're coming up with our next session. And this is about Namma Bengaluru and brand Bengaluru. Bengaluru is known for its young artists who are creative, who are vocal, woke and opinionated. We have a bunch of them joining us today to speak about the brand Bengaluru and if it still has that old Bengaluru charm. Is there anything that needs to be fixed, or we're happy with what we see of Bengaluru today? Sara Fazal, who's a radio jockey joining us. Disha Oberoi, also a radio